The sickening reality of YouTube's mukbangs. Now be honest here, how many of y'all love to sit there and watch mukbangs? Let me know. There has to be a solid amount of people, because I didn't realize how many people actually enjoyed mukbangs until I actually realized that. No. Me, see, I knew that was cap. Some of y'all here are capping. I know y'all love to hear the, y'all love to hear the, I know y'all love to hear that in the I know y'all love to hear the I know y'all love to hear that. Don't do that again. What? It was crazy, bro, because I forgot. I don't know if it was Caleb. Yo, Caleb's editing this right now because this would kind of be awkward if it was a lie or not, or if this is true or not. But I think Caleb used to like watching mukbangs when he ate. And he was like, he likes it because, it just is better when he's eating. I don't know, but I just hear people like to eat and watch mukbangs, I guess, for enjoyment. It's very specific. All right, let's get into this. Let's go, Fox Kimbo.
Fat Chinese baby.
Okay, what does this start? What the is this? No. Oh my god. Crazy intro. I feel like you could add this to, y'all ever seen like those TikTok videos where they speed up the audio like a million times and slow it down? Like they'll play it like a million times. I swear you could just play this like a million times.
Fat Chinese baby. That's a name that many people have ascribed to a 3-year-old girl named Pei Qi. She's featured in a handful of videos on social media eating hefty amounts of food, with these videos being known as mukbangs.
Oh no.
Her content is actually quite popular too, with her most popular video having amassed more than 500,000 views, meaning that Pei Qi could have easily slotted into the homepage of Jigua Video, the website in which Pei Qi's channel resided. With this popularity, however, came some criticism, as some people noticed that Pei Qi was quite overweight, which
Wait, I have a question. Do y'all think it's abuse? Hold on, this is off track, but do y'all think it's abuse for like your parents when you're younger to feed you like really like junk food or terrible food? Yes, damn. Because I know hella kids be mad about that. They were like, damn, when they were younger, they started, all their parents fed them was junk food, and that's why they're kind of addicted.
Obviously isn't good for the child. Apparently, the 3-year-old weighed somewhere around 77 pounds.
Damn, bro. That's basically, is that half my body weight? It's not half my body weight. It's a little bit less than half my body weight.
Now, I don't have the exact height measurements for this particular child, but I found online that the average 3-year-old Chinese girl was 78 centimeters or 30 inches tall. And that would place Pei Qi above the 99th percentile of overweight people on the BMI scale. I know, the BMI scale is flawed, but for a 3-year-old, they're not going to have any muscle. Most will not have a crazy slow metabolism, and even if they do, it's their parents who design their diet.
77 pounds is average for a 2nd grader? Hold up, let's actually search up the average weights now. Oh, here we go. Average male weights. Kilograms? Nigga, come on. Oh, pounds. 69. Wait, that is average.
Having mukbangs at 3 years old, a lot of people would say is not.
Oh yeah, no, that's it's over.
Not very healthy, and people online were furious at the parents for broadcasting their daughter's eating habits. This story went big in China, with Weibo, the Chinese equivalent of Twitter, being a breeding ground for people to speak their mind about the incident. According to the Daily Mail, one commenter wrote, "The parents are using their child as a cash cow. They don't care about the child's health and well-being at all." Another said, "This is child abuse. Some people don't deserve to be parents. This is making me so angry." A third user replied, "The authorities need to investigate this and severely punish the parents. Are you sure they're birth parents?" And speaking of the parents, they tried to defend themselves, stating that their daughter did eat a lot, but that she had always been big, even before the mukbangs.
Stop the cap. Oh my god, see they need to sign more laws for parents that take advantage of their kids on social media, because that's your excuse.
The father admitted that he had made some money, but only a few hundred yuan, which would be the equivalent of a few dozen pounds or dollars. This compensation definitely wouldn't be worth it for them though, as not only did the parents cause an extreme backlash, but also apparently the All China Women's Federation, an organisation that protects the rights and welfare of women and children, launched an investigation into the parents. Additionally, Peiki's channel was removed from Xinhua in the aftermath of the anger.
Like, what are some of these thumbnails, yo? This shit is so disgusting, bro. How do you sit down and watch some of this? What is going on? What are these thumbnails? This has to be like you have to get like some type of sexual gratification from seeing this, right? Like it has to be some type of sexual gratification. I don't know. This is just creepy. I don't know. Bro, if I was to take a second look at this, like off a first glance, I would think this is the shit Venom comes out. Y'all know Venom, what is that black shit he comes out of? The symbiote thing. That's what I would think this is.
And you might even say that that is the disgusting reality of mukbang content. But that is just one of many stories I have for you today as we take a bite into the mukbang genre. From animal abuse mukbangs to the infamous Halloween cheese cemetery mukbang, we need to make sure we don't bite off more than we can chew with this one. I hope you're hungry for some stories, because we're about to get right into it.
Okay.
From gluttony
animal abuse mukbangs, honestly I wouldn't be surprised.
To lust, we're going from one deadly sin to another. This might come as a bit of a surprise to you, but to be honest, it probably shouldn't. This is the internet after all. Everything is sexualized here. Let's talk about the rise
of it is sexualized, I knew it.
Mukbang fetishes.
No. I'm never wrong though. Do not mix sex with food.
I stumbled upon a Dazed Digital article containing an interview from
Why are mukbangs so hot? In a new beauty shot, photographer Enzo Tani explores the cultural fascination with mukbang videos and what they say about excess desire and addiction in our society.
Photographer Enzo Tani, in which he discusses that mukbangs, especially ASMR mukbangs, are a huge turn on for him. And before you say, oh yeah, stumbled across, we all know what that means, I swear it was for this video. But jokes aside, Tani created a photography collection of mukbangs which is on screen now. He says that there's something universal.
Ew! Oh my god, why she look like the ghost girl that comes out the TV?
About the mukbang
AI, that too, AI.
Obviously, we all need food to survive. The topic of food consumption is only ever more present in a world that deals with both starvation and obesity on a global level. He mentions that there's somewhat of a taboo in society when it comes.
Maybe this is more attractive. Like, is this still in China? Are they talking about China's social media? I don't know. Maybe this shit to me looks like they took seaweed out of the ocean or something. But maybe it's not a common American food. I don't know.
Comes to food consumption, saying, with the societal pressures of beauty standards and body control, eating massive amounts of food can be seen as disruptive. Of course, we should also see this through a historical lens as well, because I guarantee you, if mukbangs were around during the Middle Ages, it would have been fetishized back then too. As you might be aware, society's beauty standards in regards to weight have changed over time. Today,
oh, I actually heard about this, yo. It's actually kind of wild. Y'all know back then, if you were a dude and like really fat, like you were wanted by women. Like if you were a Nick Avocado looking nigga, you would basically be drowning in pussy. Because essentially back then, it wasn't like now, right? Anybody could eat, but back then, you had to like get the pots, like you had to light the what they call the black stone iron thing on fire to cook the food. So like you have to have a lot of people cooking for you at the same time. Born in the wrong generation. Hey, big niggas would have been drowning in pussy back then, but oh well.
In the West, especially for women, these standards have been changing at an incredible pace, going from very thin in the early 2000s to more of an hourglass shape a decade later. However, you might know that back in the day, plumper people were seen as more attractive. The reason for this was being a bit chubby.
This is ridiculous! What the hell is that? 700 pounds and 69. Oh my god. Big Bertha.
meant that you had access to
Polar
food,
opposites,
and in
Snorlax,
times whereby
come on.
food was a
Come
bit
on, y'all.
harder to get your hands on, it was an indication of wealth.
See, yeah, exactly. So he just said it, yeah.
Today though, that really isn't the case. At least in most affluent
can eat.
countries, food is readily available to the masses, but the kink still persists. Now, this isn't meant to be a diss on the mukbang fetish community. It doesn't rock my boat, but it's generally—
Nigga, it is a diss. That shit is weird. Stop normalizing weird things. This is weird. This is a diss. Hey, what is this? r/asexual. Why is this in an asexual Reddit? I'm so confused.
provided these people aren't facilitating mukbangers to consistently do it, leading them to gain an unhealthy amount of weight. What it does mean though is that there's probably a few people out there who saw the suggestion of Nikocado avocado.
Yeah. By the way, y'all, if you need any motivation for like weight loss, and it's great. No, actually, Nick Avocado lost like weight. Didn't he lose like 70 pounds or something recently, or like 100 pounds? Like this nigga's actually doing some shit. But I guess if you ever need some motivation, look at an old Nick Avocado video. Look at an old one and just like stamp it somewhere in your house. Stamp it everywhere.
Hoofing down fire
He
noodles.
gave up again? I could have sworn like last month I saw a video of him and he lost like 70 pounds. Y'all gotta be trolling.
And got a bit
Still big body. I mean, weight loss takes a while. That's why.
randy. On a more serious note, it goes without saying that not everyone who creates mukbang content consent to be the subject of somebody else's fetish. Glenn Donner's 2017 report stated that, on the one hand, these sorts of videos can help facilitate a sense of community or closeness, and it can help relieve loneliness, as food consumption is quite a social activity. A lot of people who watch these videos will eat alongside their favorite mukbanger.
Bro, isn't that sad though? Y'all know how sad that is. Really think of it. Society is so lonely that niggas, when they eat, they have to watch somebody else eating to feel like they're eating with them. It's really sad if you really think of it like that. Even thinking of it like this, like how many of y'all, bro, I don't remember a time in the last maybe year I didn't pull out my phone and put on fucking YouTube or watch like maybe a stream clip or whatever while eating. It's just kind of sad if you think about it.
However,
It's good,
also
it's good.
according to Donner, mukbang had a sexual aspect with its facilitation of a sexualized gaze to attractive mukbangers while they were in somewhat of a private and vulnerable state. There have also been studies
Wait. What?
while they were in somewhat of a private and
Sexualized gaze to attract mukbangers while they were... You know what? I would kind of believe this. Like I was just talking about, the way those girls be having those giant thumbnails with like shit in their mouth. Like some niggas really be watching that shit.
vulnerable states. There have also been studies to suggest that physical attraction does play a key role in these sorts of videos. Just like how I
love it when you
discussed in
eat.
my ASMR video, though there's nothing inherently sexual about this sort of activity.
Okay, the thing is, I can kind of understand ASMR because it's more like whispering, right? It's like somebody is whispering in your ear, like that's a sexual thing.
The most dominant demographic of popular creators is young, attractive women. Of course, this is generalizing. There are
Yo, this dude, oh my god. What is up with this man? What is up with this man? Is he still alive? How is this man even still alive? Why do I always see this dude downing like 10 pounds of cheese, frying this MF Runes food? He downs like 5 pounds of cheese. It's so, ugh. Like, I've seen TikTok videos of that shit. It's so, ugh.
plenty of male mukbangers with large followings, and there are also perhaps some
American
less
cheese
conventionally
and spam
attractive
deep
people
fried
who have been able
abominations.
to gobble up some views and
Okay, yeah, no.
subs,
No,
but
I'm sorry,
attractive
yeah, you guys
women
have to see
usually
that.
perform best. It's a bitter
Poor children
truth.
in Africa starving.
And I want to talk more about that actually. Truth and the idea of deception and lies. Because as you may or may not know, there has been a fair amount of deception within the mukbang community in the past.
Hidden truth. Fudging the truth.
Okay, I'm about to pull back the curtain on the mukbang community, so let's get one of its biggest secrets out there, that being that a lot of mukbangers spit out their food. There's a lot to unravel here, but when you
I
think
actually
about
heard about this. Like, I heard there was this one girl, I forgot what it was. I was actually keeping up with it because I was kind of interested. There was this one girl that used to eat like hella food on TikTok, and then people would be like, oh my god, how does she eat it? And she still has a good figure, like everybody was saying that. And then it turns out the whole time she just spit that shit out. She would like record a section of her biting the food and then just spit it out.
it, of course they do. Let me be clear, I don't want to
Spit out
accuse
the
the
food, yeah.
entire community, as there are some mukbangers that clearly do not spit out the food. We've seen multiple cases of creators who
I
have
wonder
gone
how skinny Nick would have been if he did that.
Undeniably put on an unhealthy amount of weight because eating is literally their job. Instead, I'm just going to repeat some of the more common accusations and allow you to make your own mind up. This is Eating with Bokkie. She's an extremely large Korean mukbanger with more than 9 million subscribers. Notice her figure. She's fairly slender. She seems to be a perfectly normal weight. However, she does daily mukbangs. Every day she sits in front of the camera.
This alone is a solid 5,000 calories. This is a solid 6,000, probably. It's even more food. And the noodles is carbs. 6,000, 8,000. How are you wasting that much food? Hey, I mean, 10 mil? She's definitely making the money back on whatever the shit she bought.
And eats a very large portion of food. Someone who does that 7 days a week probably shouldn't be so thin. What this tells me is either A, she eats all of this food, eats nothing else in the day, and has a strict exercise regimen, or B, she doesn't actually eat all of it. Eagle-eyed viewers have noticed that from time to time, her food portions change. She'll cross-dissolve between 2 shots, and a slight bit of food or drink will disappear. It could be that she's eating off camera, and for one reason or another, she decided not to include that shot, but her editing style would allow for some misdirection. She frequently cuts to close-ups, which would allow her to spit out her food. The same accusations.
No, I think that's cap. I think that's full-on cap. Double hustle. Oh, this was the girl I was talking about. Yo, I think this was the girl I was talking about. Like, she be eating like crazy, and then she spits it out.
Been made against another mukbanger, this one being a TikTok creator called Baby Dumpling. She frequently eats very large portions, gargantuan amounts of predominantly fast food. Or at least she supposedly does, because just like Eating with Bokkie, her figure tells another story. Her audience frequently leaves comments saying stuff along the lines of, "I wish I could be you," or "My metabolism wouldn't allow me to."
Yeah, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. Exactly what I was talking about.
Let's be honest, this isn't exactly the kind of woman that you'd think scoffed down 5 Baconators and 3 spicy chicken sandwiches at Wendy's alongside cheesy fries, a lemonade, a baked potato, and a fucking Frosty. Absolutely not. I refuse to believe it. Take a look at Nikocado Avocado. This is what happens if you eat that sort of stuff every day. I guarantee you, he does not fake.
No amount of working out, like when you have, I think you would have to run 5 hours a day just to burn it off.
His content. Baby Dumpling, on the other hand, had an absolute stroke of genius putting this content on TikTok. The mind-numbing, fast-paced, dopamine-addicted nature of the app means that hyper-editing is just the norm, and therefore, you can easily forge it.
See, look, keep in mind, look at this. She takes a bite and then it cuts off, the camera cuts off, look.
Hyper-editing.
She takes another bite and then the camera cuts out.
That's the norm.
Like, she doesn't even finish chewing the full thing. And I mean, it's a TikTok, you could say it's a TikTok, but I don't believe it.
And therefore, you can easily forge it. Also, just a side note, in response to these accusations, Baby Dumpling uploaded 2 full-length videos to her YouTube channel where she ate very large portions in their entirety as a way to prove haters wrong.
But 2? Doesn't she have like hella more videos on her TikTok? I don't know.
This proves that she can do it, but she only did it twice. She has hundreds of videos on TikTok where she never swallows her food, so whilst I'm inclined to believe that
that's what I'm saying, because everybody's had that moment where they've eaten like crazy bad. Like everybody could do that every once in a while. I don't know.
Can do it while she has the capability to eat these very large portion sizes. I also think that she usually probably doesn't. I just thought I should get that out there before the comment section does it for me. Anyway, let's get back to it. Of course, there are other creators such as Maddie Eats and Kasumi ASMR who have also been accused of it, and so this is quite a common allegation.
Oh, how mukbang videos are staged? My guy was staging it? My guy Nah, ham and cheese deep fried and in butter fat oil was faking it?
Within the mukbang community. The question is it wrong? And that's quite a difficult one to answer. I would never defend lying to your audience, and this content is quite fraudulent. A lot of it simply isn't real, and I'd argue that the more edited a mukbang video is, the more likely it is that they're probably spitting out their food. That being said, the very nature of this style of content requires this deception.
No, not the eyes, bro. Why she make the eyes? Why she make the eyes, bro? Why she make the looking up pouty eyes? You know the eyes.
Said the very nature of this style of content requires this deception.
She doing that on
I
purpose.
am no dietitian, but I have to assume that if you did daily mukbangs and eat at all, you would need to have the healthiest workout routine in the entire village. Eating 4,000 calories a day is unsustainable if you want to live a healthy and happy life. Many of these creators do this as a living.
Jeez, this looks worse. What the hell is that? Oh my god, fire cock? Niggas eating spicy fire cock with noodles? Yeah, I'm done, bro.
The only way they get food on the table is if they eat it in grossly gluttonous amounts. At the end of the day, if they don't actually swallow, if they spit it out into a bucket, does it actually damage the content? I would argue that
I think it does, because don't people get like eating disorder, or a lot of people have eating disorders from what I heard, so like they get
lots of people don't seem to realize that this kind of stuff, especially daily mukbangs, physically surely cannot be done. The amount of people that do it, the amount of people who stay skinny, surely a lot of people are manipulating it. Does the value of mukbang content hinge on the fact that this food is swallowed? If you can't tell that they're not eating it, does it really matter? I think that as long as people think you're eating it...
Oh, this nigga's definitely eating it. You could tell the ones who are eating it, like, oh my god. Yeah, he's down in that. He's down in that.
They have no problem with it. That being said, these people might have members of their audience that see what they do, and without knowing that it's a facade, could think that eating these portions of food can be done without gaining any weight. And it could be an unhealthy example to set for them. If these sorts of creators came out and said that these videos are purely for entertainment purposes, I don't think that there would be a problem. But they're representing this sort of thing as if it's real, and there is a problem in that, at least in my books. That being said, if they did come clean, they'd probably lose a small portion of their audience. Just like old school prank channels, they need people to think that this is real and authentic, but also leave themselves open to criticism by not disclosing that it's fake. What do you think about it though? Let me know down in the comments as we move on to our next topic of conversation, that being the Foodie Beauty suicide scandal.
I don't even know what to say. That sounds interesting, okay. A tasteless tale.
This is Chantal Marie, whose online name is Foodie Beauty. She's a Canadian woman with just shy of 100,000 subscribers on her main channel who would describe herself as a Muslim revert struggling to move on from her past. And I can tell you for sure that there was one incident in particular that she probably wants to move on from, that being her Halloween cheese cemetery mukbang. Now, just based off that title alone, alarm bells should be ringing in your mind. The Halloween cheese cemetery mukbang should be cause for concern. In this video, she discussed the Heaven's Gate cult, which performed the largest mass suicide in American history. 18 men and 21 women between the ages of 26 to 72 passed away in what can only be described as an awful tragedy. It makes sense that when you're discussing these sorts of incidents, you do it in a way that is as respectful as possible. Otherwise, people can, and often will, take offense. For this reason, because Foodie Beauty was chowing down on an assortment of cheese and a glass of grape juice whilst reciting the tragic events that led to the death of 39 people, audiences got upset. It didn't help that throughout the video, Foodie Beauty can be seen making light of the situation and giggling to herself, which many people thought came off as disrespectful.
And I think what really stood out, besides the mass side, was the pictures of the bodies that are online.
Oh, she's one of those, bro. She's one of the...
Well, you simply wouldn't understand. Gore is... Only some of us can understand gore. You have to be a real demon to understand gore and how cults work.
She's one of those oddball true crime
watchers. So show you a picture. You don't see the body, just see it covered with their shoes sticking out.
What?
They're all wearing the same Nikes. And
here she shows a photo of one of the bodies with the Nikes on.
You can buy these Nikes. They're expensive on like eBay. For that reason, because they don't make them anymore.
Imagine eating your food like you're Imagine eating your food. You're like lonely because that's why people watch mukbangs and eat, right? Because they want to watch with somebody. And the YouTuber you watch every day, one day just starts showing like bodies, dead bodies, and it's like, so yeah, about the Heaven Gates cult mass suicide. Here's a picture of the close-up body of them, and let me really go. What the is she talking about? What is she talking about? I'm so confused.
From what I hear, Nike pulled them after that happened. I think I read too that there wasn't any specific reason that the cult leader chose the Nikes. I guess they were just like on sale. So anyway, let's backtrack. I really like this pumpkin spice cheese actually.
Oh my god. We gotta get like 3 people on acid to just sit down and watch this mukbang and eat and listen to it. Listen to it while eating. They're not surviving.
It's pretty good.
Then Twitter took a shot at her, with Michael B. Pretty saying that her sitting there, talking about the price of Nikes and stuffing her face while flashing dead bodies on the screen is low. I'm thinking of making a true crime video at some point, so I'm sure I'll discuss it more at length there, but when it comes to this kind of stuff, tone is everything. You can tell spooky stories whilst mukbanging, but telling stories of real people who have died tragically whilst having a tomato ketchup Hitler mustache on your lip comes off as a bit facetious. I think the ghost stories probably work a bit better for this kind of stuff, but if you really want to talk about someone who actually died, just make sure it's as long ago as possible, someone born in like the 1800s, because say for the Heaven's Gate cult, there would be people who—
Or just don't talk about anybody, bro, like— I mean, you know, maybe some people are like into that with the mukbang shit. Maybe they're into it.
Still around today, whose loved ones or family members were tragically a part of that group who died far too early. In this instance, a lot of people argued that it was inappropriate. True crime mukbangs? Some of you need brain cells for real. How desensitized to real tragedy do you have to be to think that this is an appropriate way of telling true crime stories? The problem is that she put pictures of dead bodies whilst discussing cheese like it was all normal. In this case, do I think Foodie Beauty came out to try and offend people? No, of course not, but it did come off as a little bit insensitive, and not only that, but her copyright striking of her video after the event did not help her image. The Metro then spoke to Foodie Beauty, and she's quoted as saying, "I didn't intend any offense to anyone in my video. I didn't show anything that you wouldn't see on the 5 o'clock news. There are many mukbangers more popular than myself who do this, who talk about serial killers. My intention with the video was a social interaction like dinner and a mystery or something." She went on to say that the backlash stemmed from people—
I'm still there's more people that do this? Yo, this whole genre of videos on YouTube is so confusing to me.
who regularly target her content, and that her video was called attention to out of malice. And though I don't think people do this maliciously, I think that one of the most common criticisms of mukbangs is the gluttony of them. As we've already mentioned in this video, some of the portions in these mukbangs are just a joke. And I think it would be fair to say that in a lot of mukbang videos—
like, of course, out of all of them, like, they're big, and then you see the king. This is the king of— oh, he just like tripled all the portions combined in every single clip we just saw.
People don't actually finish the food. Oftentimes, it's literally impossible. It goes without saying that this might lead to a lot of food waste, as some food, especially fast food, goes off quite quickly after being cooked. So it's been reported that over the past couple of years, China has tried to clamp down on mukbang food waste.
Biting back. So is it bigger in China than— I thought it was pretty big here.
This story was reported by the BBC back in 2020 after Chinese President Xi Jinping launched a clean plate campaign in order to try and reduce food waste in the fallout of COVID.
Oh yeah, it's over, bro. You got the main guy that runs all of China and shit and basically controls all of them. Yeah, it's over.
19.
Winnie the Pooh?
The reasons behind this—
Yo, Shark, you better get me banned from China. Like, what if I ever want to visit China?
Apparently, there were mass floods in China and a disrupted trade with the United States. Now, it's not like the Chinese government have gone around arresting mukbangers, but they did start to condemn the activity, the media started to create reports critical of it, and people in general began to get shamed for eating exorbitant amounts of food. According to the BBC, Chinese social media companies then started to take action, giving people warning notices if they searched up this sort of content.
What?
So if you looked up terms such as eating show or eating livestream on Kaishu or Douyin, you'd get messages pop up that translate to something along the lines of cherish food, refuse to waste, eat properly, and have a healthy life.
Wait, so this was their solution? Watermelon video reminds you, cherish food, refuse to... This ass warning message, who cares about this? I mean, it's not gonna stop people from not watching it.
Is this an infringement on free will, or just...
It's like the same thing when like a porn website puts press here to be 18 to prove that you're 18.
sensible advice? Let's be honest, food waste is a real shame, especially when there are so many people out there with nothing to eat. And in these sorts of videos, you can assume that it is quite common, especially if they're spitting out the food. On the other hand, there is a value in these sorts of videos. I'm not going to sit back and say that mukbangs are the most creative or innovative content on the internet, but even at its worst, it's not stealing content like the react genre, it's not harassing members
That's me.
of the public like the prank genre, it's not
To be fair, the second channel.
exploiting children like the family channel genre, and there are some people out there who find comfort or solace in these sorts of videos. If it makes these people happy, at the end of the day, who cares? On top of this, to tar all mukbang channels with the same brush isn't exactly fair. Some people do eat all of the food there on the spot, or at a later date. Some people do leftover mukbang, so there's less waste. I admit I've made sweeping generalizations in this video, and they do exist, but it's not the be-all and end-all. It's different with different cases. Moving on, this next topic is one that I've actually spoken about before. I discussed it in my video on the darkest depths of ASMR. You might already know this, but just in case...
Yo! Hot Cheeto penis! Oh my god! Why is there so many cock-like looking... Okay, this must be for the girls.
In case you don't, ASMR mukbangs are a very large portion of the genre. But did you know that animal ASMR mukbangs and animal mukbangs in general have been growing in popularity over the past few years? Let's discuss what happens when this goes too far.
Feast on Beast.
So as I said, I've already touched on this before, but I have a bit more to add here, so we're going to play the clip from the original video and then discuss further. It was 2 years ago when there was a dog ASMR mukbang that went viral in China, and it challenged 2 dogs to eat 38 different snacks and 8 drinks. When it ended, one of them had its belly fully distended, and probably worked drinks. When it ended, one of...
Oh no, it's definitely dead. Like, you can physically see it! Because dogs are not, you could see their stomachs more like they're dogs.
them had its belly fully distended. And probably worse yet is the absolute cruel scenes of people feeding their dogs bowls of chili peppers. I mean, this is straight up animal abuse. I don't even know if I can show it. All for the sake of a few measly clicks, people were doing just disgusting, unethical, vile, evil, disturbed things to their dogs. There is a correct way to do an animal mukbang, obviously as long as the animal is eating a healthy portion, eating the right stuff, and eating appropriate food. But honestly, this entire situation reminds me of Peiki from our first story. People are profiting off this, and the actual beings that are doing the eating are the ones who pay for it. As these news stories mostly originate in China, it's been tough for me to try and follow up on them to see if animal services were called or if these people had their dogs taken away from them, but nonetheless, I mean, it's sick. This isn't even to discuss the entire So Young.
Yep, this is another fetish one. Has to be. Has to be. Oh, I want to throw up seeing that amount of cheese. I'm just imagine right now. Yo, imagine you had to eat this amount of cheese. Oh, no. I'm about to throw up.
This isn't even to discuss the entire So Young controversy from a few years back. She was a mukbang creator who predominantly ate seafood, and she would eat her food whilst it was still alive. I've spoken
Wait. Rewind it.
Seafood, and she would eat her food whilst it was still alive.
Oh nah, bro, they cooked. No, not the octopus.
I've spoken about So Young about 3 or 4 times over the years. I have nothing new to add since last time, but a little rundown was that she would always keep her food alive before she ate it. So she would eat things like squids or octopus or fish. She would dump it out onto the table, let it flounder about a bit before slowly killing it. Many people called it cruel. Many people called
Damn, 180,000 signatures? That's how you know it's bad. 180,000?
torture, but the backlash did seem to work, as she seemingly since discontinued doing her mukbangs with live animals. And if we want to stay out east, back in August of last year, there was a Chinese mukbanger who came under fire for allegedly eating a great white shark. This is legitimate. Her food was as big as her, and though her video was originally deleted, it's since been re-uploaded to both YouTube and Douyin. The video showed this creator, known as TZ, eating a very large fish, which many people believe to be a great white shark.
Damn.
This fish was roughly 50 kilograms or 110 pounds.
Wait, it's bad because sharks are going extinct, right? Like, that's why it's bad? I think it's something like that. Like, sharks are going extinct, so you, like, that's why.
And the problem with this is that the great white shark is on the International Union for Conservation of Nature list.
Okay, yeah, that's why.
As a vulnerable species in need of protection. To do what she did was supposedly illegal, and it could have landed her behind bars. The comments are criminal too. Looking forward to the next review. I wish to know, how does prison food taste? And I believe you'll nail it.
Yeah, NPC.
In the end, she wasn't imprisoned, but was fined the equivalent of roughly $18,500 for the video. And once more, I guess that's what you could call the disgusting reality of mukbangs. With that said, if you enjoyed this and want another taste of what I have, I'll point you in the direction of my video about the tragic reality of family channel.
Great video. Hold up, should we watch a mukbang video right now? Guys, I know y'all want to see a mukbang video. Come on. Hey, y'all want to see a mukbang video? Hold on, let's go through that. Let's go! Fucking go. Actually, let me end it for the YouTube niggas that are watching this on YouTube. I got y'all though.